Hey folks, what's going on? It's Matt with Heroic Tactics. If you've been kind of watching me, you've noticed that I've been experiencing some streaming problems. I don't know what's going on. My settings were fine yesterday, but today they magically turned to garbage. I don't know. This is it's a bit vexing. Trying to keep my composure in all this, but by golly, do I want to swear. But yeah, I'm kind of just eyeballing my stream health just to see, because it starts off pretty. But anyway, yeah, I'm here to talk about my team. The team that I played yesterday. It was really exciting because I thought this was my first like competitive team, or my first strong team. A team that, you know, unfortunately doesn't include Lando, but it's. I thought what you'd see potentially. If you were to go see some games. I know that the super hotness is hunters, and I actually just got this, so my hunter game is going to update. It's going to go like next level awesome soon, but at the moment I'm running Rebels. Rebels is, I guess, the hotness, or not the hotness. It seems to be what's in my local scene a lot, and it's got all the usual suspects. You know, we got Gideon, and I guess if you don't know why Gideon is on my team, you probably don't really play Imperial Assault. But basically, as an action, if he can see you, he can focus you, which is awesome. Focus lets you roll an extra green die when you're attacking. And anytime you can roll an extra die, it's just really awesome. We got 3PO. He's on every Rebel team because he's just like Gideon in that he can focus an adjacent character. And finally, we got Hera. I do recommend going back and watching my unboxing team and watching me of her and watching me fanboy over here, because she's stupid cheap. She rolls 3 dice naturally for attacks, which is gross. And then when you focus her, she's rolling 4 dice. And then she's got this super awesome ability. But hey, why should I just ruin it by talking? Let's bring this up. There we go. And let's bring up Hera's card. Bam! Call the shots. An ability that I forgot that I even had. I really need to pay attention to my cards. It was one of my first times using her. I just got her, and I was giving her a shot. But yeah, look at that sweet 3 dice, and then smooth landing after deployment. You, and each of adjacent friendly characters gain 1 movement point. So it lets you get stuff in position like right away, so you can inch out of your starting area, which is a lot of fun, and let you get stuff where you need to get stuff. You know, I guess my big bad boys of the game were the Alliance Rangers. You know, a squadron, 3 characters, all these neat abilities for their surges. Ooh, I forgot to use Gorilla, but I don't know off the top of my... They definitely kill people. I don't know why I'm being silly. And Han Solo with Rogue Smuggler, basically because Han Solo, he gets a 3 dice attack, 4 dice if you focus him. This normal attack. He's got this ability, Return Fire. It says after an attack targeting you is resolved, if you did not suffer any damage, you can interrupt to perform an attack targeting that attacker. Limit once per round. Well, Rogue Smuggler says you cannot use that ability even if you did suffer damage. So if someone shot at you and hit you, you can shoot back. And then at the very end, it says, exhaust this card at the end of the round to interrupt to perform an attack. So conceivably, between his regular attack, the Return Fire, and the third ability of Rogue Smuggler, he had the ability to do 3 attacks per turn, and that's awesome as it is. And then Han Solo's got Cunning, which is when defending, apply +1 shield to do your defense results for each surge protection you roll. And he's got a white dice, so that tends to roll out of surge protections. And then if you put him next to 3PO, Uh, 3PO gives an adjacent character +1 surge protection, so you automatically get 1 surge cancel, 1 shield right then, just being next to 3PO plus whatever you roll. So that's a lot of fun. Along the same lines, I did a Jin because she's also got cunning. You know, get an extra 3PO to do this stuff like that. She's got nimble, which I never used because I had her next to 3PO, so I wasn't really in a position that I wanted her to hop around the place. After attack targets you is resolved, you gain 2 movement points for each of the surge protections you roll. Because, like I said, she was next to 3PO. I didn't really want to move her. She's on my team for this ability right there, Hair Trigger. At the start of a hostile figure's activation, you may interrupt to perform an attack targeting that figure. Limit once per round. And I was playing a pretty experienced player. He did not let me get that shot off. But then he told me later on, he said, yeah, dude, I really had to play around that. I think if you can plop her in a good spot where she can get a good line of fire on people and stuff like that, people have to really play out of the way. And she's only 5 cost and 6 health, so she's easy to wipe off the board. But if she can make your opponent go out of the way and do crazy things that keep them from making optimal plays, then she's fantastic. Finishing off my team, and something that I'm still not sure if I want to keep it or swap it out for a survivalist, is a diplomatic mission. I put it on my team because I thought I could put it on Han, which I can't put it on Han if I want to put on Rogue Smuggler. But it basically says, exhaust this card at the end of your turn. If you did not perform an attack, choose one of the following character things. Gain 2 movement points. Useful. To the end round, get +1 surge protection to your defense results, or gain 1 victory point. I had it on Gideon because Gideon is either going to be using tactical maneuver to get my characters to move 2 squares, or use the on my mark to focus my characters. So I figured he'd be there to be gaining victory points or getting movements to get into a better position, but it was all right. The cards that I was running, the command cards, is what's pretty rad. Obviously, call the Vanguard. Use the start of a round. A friendly trooper with a figure cost of 4 or more or greater may interrupt, perform a move and attack. So any one of my Alliance Rangers at the beginning of my turn could come and take a shot. Element of surprise. This one's so good. Use when you declare an attack. If the target figure did not have line of sight to you at the start of your activation, remove 1 die from the defense pool. So essentially, if you activate outside of someone's line of fire, move up to take a shot at them, line of sight, you can remove a die from them. So if they roll the X-Men symbol and totally avoid your attack, you can totally say, nope, that is gonzo. Focus. This one is a maybe. It may not stay on. It may not stay in my thing, but it's just as an action you become focused. So the beginning when you're just moving your stuff around, I figured well okay, well I'll move and then I'll focus my character so that next round they can do stuff. Heightened reflexes. Choose use while attacking a figure. Choose 1 defense die and remove its results from the defense results. So just as good as Element of Surprise. I make my own luck. This is Han Solo's mean and gross version of Take Initiative. Use the start of a round. Your player claims the initiative token and must activate you first this round. So if you have this card, you just leave Han in a good spot where he can take a shot and then take it in a turn shot, and then the next turn you can take another shot and then jet out of the way, and that's gross. Gross. Inspiring speech. Choose 2 friendly adjacent characters. Those figures become focused. Well, Hera, Gideon, and Han are all leaders, and probably I'll be attacking with Han. So Hera and Gideon will be doing some inspiring speeches. Mitigate is on this thing Mitigate is here because I thought I had a zero cost card that I did not have. I'm building this in Tabletop Admiral, and I kind of like it for building my teams. But I sometimes think I have a card that I don't actually have a card of. But it just says any figure, use while attacking to reroll a die. So if you get like a crappy roll, you're just like, I'm gonna reroll that die. Nothing to it. 0 point cost. 1 in a million. This is Jin Odin's card. So use when you declare an attack. If it is not your activation, remove all dice from target's defense pool. So when I use her crazy ability to shoot somebody when they activate, what's the exact word for that? When I use her crazy hair trigger ability, I can suddenly say, oh, nope, you're not doing anything. Or if I use a card of Gideon's card, I'll show you in a second, it's also not her activation, so she can remove all their dice. Planning. Get 0 cost card, draw two command cards, and if you're not a leader, discard one of those cards. And it's for Gideon, it's for Hera. It's like, I'm basically gonna be moving him, or I'm gonna be focusing other people and stuff like that. I'm gonna draw those cards. Positioning advantage, it's a good 0 point cost. Use when attacking to apply +1 damage to the attack results. Ready weapons. This card I'm kind of excited about, and I need to play it a little bit more, but this is really cool. Distribute up to 3 damage tokens among figures in your group. So if I have like line of sight with one trooper and I want to take a shot, I can use this first and then take a shot, and then my other dudes can come in and take shots for extra damage. It's 0 cost, so I'm really excited to play. Recovery, just because I want to keep Han alive. Take initiative, because when R2-D2, after he parks at a terminal and scomping cards for me, he doesn't do much for me. Take it down. This is Gideon's card. Choose an adjacent friendly character. That figure performs an attack. +2 damage to the attack results. And it's cool because it lets me make somebody attack out of their activation. So conceivably I can get 2 attacks per turn. And gives them extra damage for that. And if I'm activating Jin, or if I'm using Jin, I can use Jin's card to take away all their defense die. But it's kind of pricey, and Don, who I was playing with yesterday, recommends that I swap it out for something cheaper. And I get where he's going with that. I lost Jin and Han early, so I had to use it on Hera, and it was probably not the most efficient use of that card. And then finally, Tough Luck. Oh goodness, this is one of the best cards in my personal opinion. Use after your opponent rerolls a die. Remove that die's result from the results. So if someone's about to get someone needs range, needs accuracy to do like a sick attack, you're like, nope, and they reroll it and get that accuracy, you're like, nope, no accuracy for you. Or someone gets that X-Men symbol and you're like, no X-Men symbol. And for those of you not 100% familiar with the game, there's a symbol on the white die, the white defensive die, that basically says, oh, misses no matter what, and it's an X and a circle, and it looks just like the X-Men symbol, so people just call it the X-Men die. But that thing is not fun when your opponent flips that up. It's a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty excited about this team. I guess its biggest weakness is that it's piloted by me, and I need to work on my positioning. But yeah, I started off strong. I took out several characters right from the beginning, and I was really proud of myself. I was like, whoa, because all of a sudden it was like 15-2, or 15. To 2. Right, like at the very beginning, I was like, oh, this is so good. Good. And then my opponent outplayed me and just took both Han and Jin out in one time. And I was like, ooh. And I had carelessly, I thought I was being smart because I had moved my Rangers out a little bit, but because they want to be far away. They want to start taking shots on you. But then I moved them too far from Gideon and too far from 3PO, so I couldn't keep focusing them. So instead of shooting my opponents from far away, I had to get up closer because those two blue die don't seem to have a lot of range, or I was concerned about not getting the accuracy I needed. And so it went downhill from there. I need to work on my positioning. Is really I didn't practice. This is obviously the first time I played it. We only got one game in yesterday, which was a pretty fun game. But yeah, R2D2. I like him, but once he gets to a terminal and starts scumping, he doesn't really do much afterwards. I'm wondering if I should be running Chopper instead, doing some Chopper related stuff, because Chopper can at least move people around and attack a little bit. And R2D2's got one yellow die so someone has to be really up on your face. And when it was obvious the game was over and it was just R2D2 and C3PO left, I had to attack with R2D2 just because to see if I could do anything. He did no damage. And I was like, well, sorry, R2 didn't mean to drop you. But it was something I just had to do. I was like, you pretty much got the game. I don't know why. I wanted to see if R2 could do some damage so I could salvage my ego a little bit. But that's my team. I'm eager to hear what you think about it, what changes you would make, what changes to my command card list, because there are some that I really need to consider going back through and playing with a little bit more. I probably want to run it one more time as is, not making any changes, just to really get a feel for whether or not what works, what doesn't work. Like, it really did bum me out when Han was gone, because it felt like a good chunk of my team was gone, but it really shouldn't, because, I mean, these guys are at least on par with Han in terms of point value, so it's like, or even more than Han in terms of point value, so I shouldn't have been that handicapped once I lost Han. And, Jin's job was just to make people reevaluate their maneuvers and die, so when she died, I wasn't shocked in any way, shape, or form. But that's my team. Like I said, I'm eager to hear what changes you would have made to the characters, to the command cards, stuff like that. Please leave those in the comments below. Thank you for watching. This has been Matt with Heroic Tactics, and may all your dice roll hot. Oh, and I guess if you're not doing anything, in a few minutes I'm about to unbox that Jabba's Realm expansion pack, so if you want to see what's in this bad boy, just hang on a little bit. Thank you for watching Thank you for watching Heroic Tactics. This is Matt, and may all your dice roll hot.